Hello, my name is Jaymes. I use they them pronouns, and today we are here to discuss Ariana Grande's deluxe version of her Eternal Sunshine album, which is called Brighter Days Ahead. I'm super excited to do this because this is actually not going to be my first reaction. I did listen to this the other night and I am so obsessed with it. We have so much to talk about. I didn't take notes or anything, so it's gonna be sort of an off-the-cuff almost reaction, but I have heard it before, it's just not my first reaction. That's the vibe that we're coming into this with. I'm very excited to do this because my friend and I listened to it together. I finished it and I'm blown away. We have to talk about it. We have to discuss it. Also, new hair. Hope everybody likes it. I'm a big fan. Turned out really cool, I think. But anyway, I'm just going to talk about the new songs. I'm not going to talk about the whole album individually. If enough of you harass me, I might go back and do the whole album for a video. I could be compelled, I could be convinced, but at the moment, I just want to talk about the new stuff because the old ones have been in my brain for a long time now. What I'm really excited to talk about is how the new songs are in communication with the original album and how they build upon the original story. That's what really makes me excited. But first, I do want to tell you guys my thoughts about the original album just so we can be on the same page. I really love this album. I've been a fan of Ariana for a while. I've loved like pretty much all of her music, but I've never been like the most attached to all of it. Like I just bop along and I have a few songs that I'm super connected to, but this album is the one that captured me on like a personal level. Every single individual song I have had like a very personal attachment to. Every single song without fail has had a moment with me, longer than one moment really, where I've been like, this song is mine, it's for me, it came out of my brain, she must have looked through my diary to create this song. I love the story that it tells about processing something that you didn't think you would go through and processing that, like realizing that a relationship that you thought was the one wasn't right for you and moving on and healing, while alongside that also processing like the idea that you cannot control what you look like in other people's minds and they're gonna tell a story about you that might not be true, and that's gonna have to be okay because you can't do anything to change it. And right off the bat, after saying that, I also want to say that like I'm not making this video or any of my like opinions or stances in this video to condemn her or to defend her in her personal life. Like her personal life, quite frankly, is none of my business. That's just not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the music and my own emotional connection to it, and that story is what I get out of it and how I connect to it. And so that's what I'll be talking about today, and I'm super excited to do so. We start with intro, End of the World Extended. It feels like it belongs to the original, but it also feels like she's grown a little bit from the original. It feels like reflecting back on it, sharing a little more context than she might have been willing to at the first point, and going a little bit deeper. The new lyrics, like they hit me like a bullet train to my body. Like I have not recovered. Something about going back into filmmaking for her, like her story writing, her songwriting, and her vocal power has just gotten so much better, and it was already incredible. I'm smiling right now ear to ear, so happy, but I'm about to get hit by a bullet. I do also love the instrumentation throughout this whole album. How can I tell if I'm in the right relationship? I love that this is where we start, is how can I tell if I'm in the right relationship, and then in Ordinary Things, the recording from her grandma is that recording about how she can tell and saying you should kiss them goodnight like every night before bed basically, and if you don't want to or you feel uncomfortable doing it, you need to get out. And it's like this whole journey that the album talks about. At the end in track 13, when she hears her grandma saying that, there's like that laugh where it's like she's finally figured it out, and it's like that moment of freedom. And what I love about that is that then we go back into these deluxe tracks and we discover that yeah, she's had that moment of realization. She knows why it didn't work out, she's like figured it all out, and she knows that she's like in this moment of freedom, but she's still processing it. And I love that so much. It's this recognition that like she might be doing better and in a better place, but she's still not over it. The emotions behind it. Wonder if he's thinking about it too and smiling. We also have to recognize all of those layered background vocals. They're everything to me. Wonder if he's judging me like I am right now. I'd rather tell the truth and make it worse for you. I also feel like that lyric in itself is very important for this whole album. I'd rather tell the truth than make it worse for you. I feel like that is really a lyric that encapsulates this whole storyline, is this idea that you have to live in your own truth and you have to accept it in order to be able to like exist in the world and also like move forward at all. And it really doesn't matter what is going to come of that. It doesn't matter what like it might do to your life to destroy it or to upend relationships. Like, you still have to live in your truth no matter what. I feel like that theme is very important here. I'm gonna freak out after every single lyric. If the sun refused to shine, would I still be your lover? Like, it hits me. It hurts my feelings. This, oh my god, it's starting, it's happening. That's where the original ended, of course, and I really do love that, how the album basically starts with a question. If the world ended, would I be the one on your mind? Would you be the one on mine? Like, that's a huge question to ask of a relationship. It's so impactful, I think, to like start with this question where you basically spend the rest of the album unpacking it in various different ways. So I really love that, and this extension feels so special because I honestly, in my head, and I have no idea if this is true or not, in my head it feels like she came back to this later and added context that didn't exist before because she has some answers. I'm not ready for this. I've heard it before, but I'm not ready. Oh no. I am so oh my god, these lyrics just hit me in such a way. Pay me no mind while I jump into your skin and change your eyes so you see things through mine is just so beautiful. It's such a cool way to write, and I love this idea of like trying to get someone to see your side of things. And then can't you sense me, I've been right here all this time, asking questions of the relationship once again, but this time it's a little bit more direct. Would you still be here pretending you still like me? Is crazy, because now we're asking questions of the relationship, but it's not like this existential, would we still like each other at the end of the world? It's literally her saying, you're pretending to like me. Which is so offensive to me. She has been inside my brain. Would you still be here pretending you still like me? Regret not thinking before asking me. I'm still unpacking. Also, big fan of the me, I'm still unpacking, because of course it's metaphorical. Like, maybe she is still unpacking her boxes from moving out, but like she's literally still unpacking the relationship and still going through everything, which is the perfect way to introduce the deluxe album, is to say, I'm still unpacking everything, I'm still working through it, even though it seemed like that was it. There's more. I broke your heart because you broke. Why would she I'd already grieved you when you started to realize I did. And there it is. I broke your heart because you broke mine. Ouch. To me, I am the bad guy, because I'd already grieved you and you started to realize. Like, that in itself is just so crazy. And to blame yourself because you sort of grieved a relationship before it was over and they could tell is like, it's so complicated. It's so much emotion. And of course, if you've already grieved someone, it's because so much has already happened that you've realized the relationship isn't working. So it's not really like that one person's fault for grieving. It's still a two-way street, but she's like totally blaming herself. And then I love, I do need you, I did. I wish I could unneed you, so I did. It's such a cool like blend of present and past in this way. I don't know, I love it so much. So cool. And it's like this way of like sort of being moved on, but not all the way, where part of you is still clinging to it and the rest of you is like, no, I am moving on. And it's just so beautiful. What an amazing way to start this deluxe album. And now on we go to Twilight Zone. This is a big one. This is a fun one. I'm ready to go into this. I feel like Twilight Zone is a great way for me to talk about a lot of these deluxe tracks. It feels like thematically a darker version of the album. Like something about the soundscape as well as like the lyrics and stuff. It feels like a slightly older grown-up version, slightly darker version of the album that we already have. And I really love that. It's not just extended tracks that like didn't make it onto the album that are deluxe. It feels like a slight continuation of the story a little bit farther down the line. And I really love that. I also love how like galactic it sounds in the production, if that makes any sense. It very much reminds me of Supernatural, which is a great song off of the full album. Here's another good moment to discuss her lower register. Love it so much. So happy that we get to see it. If so, then I'm in the gray one. I also love that she's including these lyrics about movies. Like I was talking about how cool it is to see her back in filmmaking. I feel like her lyrics and also the film that she did, I watched it, by the way. Incredible work. I love it so much. It's very meaningful and it really got me. It really got me. So I just love how it's been impacting her writing, and this is like a very literal interpretation of that. Also that lyric, hope you win for best actor because I had you completely wrong. Someone who was a good actor because they convinced you of something that wasn't true. Like, crazy. You're not who you say you are. It also, to me, and I, once again, no idea if this is true, but in my head this is like very connected to an Eternal Sunshine. Like the storyline of that very much feels like it could go into this. Like I feel like Eternal Sunshine is acceptance that both of you are with other people now, and this is like when it's maybe a little bit later at night and you start spiraling about it instead of being an acceptance, like just the same situation but with different feelings towards it. This is the part for me. Her saying that she is over it for the most part. She doesn't miss the person. She just is in complete disbelief about the whole situation. And I love, for me personally, the way that I listen to this song is I feel like for your own personal like application of this song, it could mean so many different things. Like it could be a happy disbelief where you're like, I can't believe you happened because looking back it was a good thing, or it could be disbelief in a neutral way, or it could be disbelief in like a terrible way of I can't believe this bad thing happened to me. Like it could go in any way, I feel like, depending on your personal feelings toward the song, and I love it when music does that. Oh my god, these lyrics also get me. Our nest was a masquerade is such a crazy line. It's such a beautiful and such a poetic way to say the home that we built together was all like for show, which hurts. And then to say, why do I still protect you and pretend these songs aren't about you? Hope this might be the last one because I'm not fooling anyone. It's like she recognizes the wider audience that like knows way too much about her personal life, so like knows who she's singing about and how no matter what she tries to push across, like people know, which is a brutal part of being a songwriter. I'm a poet, I write my own stuff, so like in my head, like, oh my god, I relate to this on such a level. It's crazy. No one reads my poetry, so I like literally cannot relate, but like it's crazy. I also need you guys to know I have my little Stitch stuffed animal here with me, and if I pick him up it's because I need to express my emotions somehow, and I can't just strangle the air this whole time. So Stitch is an unfortunate casualty, I'm so sorry. Also her vocals. We've discussed this and we will discuss it again, her vocals. I also really love this part. It's not like I'd ever change a thing because I'm right here where I'm meant to be. Like that recognition that like all of this bad stuff that did happen got me where I am and where I maybe want to or should be. And so like you're almost thankful for it because it got you there, but you're also like Jesus Christ, like that's an insane thing to go through, and like I'm still processing it. Like it's such a conflicting emotion, and I feel like this song captures that conflict so well in such a beautiful way. Okay, now it's time for Warm. Very excited. I also want to say I really love the way these songs flow together. I feel like there is a genuine like distinction from them. I can like tell them apart in my head and everything. It's not completely continued, but there is just a consistency that makes them all feel like they belong together, and I really love that. I find it very satisfying. There's little tiny details in the production that like connect them, and it's very satisfying for me. I can find my way, never needed anybody to stay. Love this one especially because we are dancing. That's one of my favorite things about Ariana's album. We're going through a journey, and it's a little bit of a rough journey, but we are dancing our way through it a little bit. I'll be high in the atmosphere, and I won't come down for you. I love that part. She's saying that she's not going to like change herself to meet somebody else. Instead, she's wanting to find somebody who can meet her where she is in her journey. I won't come down for you. They've got to come meet her where she is. I love that so much. And I really love the meaning of this chorus we're about to get into, saying that she's okay right now, she's cool on her own, but it's nice to be with somebody and it's warmer in their arms. Love it! Big fan of this. Also love this. Like everybody tried to make fun of her for having her little happy cries during the Wicked promotional run, and like me personally, as a theater kid, like if you get your dream role, you're gonna be sobbing every minute of the day. I love that she's giving it a place in her love letter, like in her love song, you know? The happy ones are a good thing. We're not mad at the happy tears. This lyric is crazy to me. Am I just on your to-do list? Why would you say that to me? What a beautiful bridge, by the way. I love this one. All of the different layered vocals are so delicious all together, especially once it starts to do different rhythms at the same time. It's just everything to me. What a beautiful song. I love how it gives both of those themes of independence and also just having a nice time with somebody. It's just very nice. I love it. Next one is Dandelion. I really love this one, so I'm very excited to talk about it. Right, this is the one with the sax. I was like, I remember loving it, can't remember why. It's the sax! Oh my god, this is so for me. I can't even... Big fan of the saxophone. It's just so good. Goodbye. I just feel very strongly about this instrumental, okay? We haven't even gotten to the lyrics yet, and it's my favorite song. I love this song. I love it. What I say? It just, oh, it's so cunty. It's so sexy. It's so good. I love it so much. I got what you need, but baby boy, this is it. Yes, some good high notes mixed with her low notes. This is what I love to see. I just love it so much. There's just something about this vibe of song that I need injected into my bloodstream. It makes me feel crazy. It's just so satisfying. Oh my god. This is going on my character playlist, by the way. I think both of them. There's the two main characters that are love interests. They're also lesbians. They're in love with each other. And I feel like they both need this song on their playlists. I'm here on my knees. It's so good! I also really love the switch from am I just on your to-do list to I'm on your wish list, because it's a very small, subtle difference in lyric that does change the meaning in a big way. Not just, oh, I'm something you just want to check off of a list, but instead I'm something you're wishing for. All of those layered vocals right there in the last like 2 or 3 lines really feels like Ariana Grande to me. Like, I feel like Eternal Sunshine, it was like a slight branch off from like her usual style. It was her trying some new things with her vocals, and these last few lines sound like her incorporating what she usually does on her songs with like the whistle tones and all the high layered vocals of like Sweetener and Thank You Next. It feels like that applied to this song, like the perfect blend of old Ari with new Ari, if that makes sense. Big fan, such a huge fan, love it so much. All right, now it's time for Past Life. Cool production. Yeah, this is like the one that really feels darker thematically. Like the sound and everything, it just feels darker. This one I added to a bunch of playlists like immediately. I was compelled by forces beyond my control. The intro of this, oh my god, this is like niche, but if you have seen Interview with the Vampire, the intro of this is so Louis and Lestat. A moth to a flame, rhythms of the night consume my body. It's just so gothic horror coded to me. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do but go insane? This is like up my alley. It's for me. Probably also going on my character playlist because my story is gothic horror. I'm crazy. I love it here. You think I'm lost, but that's just how you found me. I love that line so much. You think I'm lost, but that's just how you find me. So like this idea that someone thinks that the person that they met you as is the person you're always going to be, and then when you change or when you find yourself again, they're like, what's wrong? Something happened and I don't like it. And you're like, but I'm not that person. That was just me at a low point, and now you don't like me at a good point. I love it so much. Okay. Oh my god. This is very important to me. I need this song to become like something I live by, actually. Like, that whole thing I was just talking about like someone meeting you when you're lost and thinking that's how you are, and then when you like finally find yourself again, they're like, something is wrong, and they like don't like it, and you're like, no, this is me grown. This is me with growth. Why don't you like that? And to say, always wondered what would happen if I let you lose me. Always wondered what would happen if I let myself need more. Might fuck around and elevate my expectations. Now I'm fine to leave you in a past life. It's that acceptance. It's that saying that it's okay if I need more. It doesn't even have to be a negative reflection of the other person. It just means that it's okay for me to need more, a different thing, a different person, a relationship. Oh, so good. Face me just like the moon. Sorry, I'm not normal about the moon. I love her very much. The idea of someone being medication, but to say they're just code blue, it's a medical emergency, usually cardiac or respiratory arrest. So like the idea of thinking that someone is your medicine, but in reality they are giving you a heart attack. This is so, oh my god. This in the next song, specifically, especially, so the Tortured Poets Department coded. It's insane. I'm crazy. I'm a crazy person. I am having the time of my life right now. It's so good. Oh my god, this is a bridge. Oh my god, I love this so much. And like the high note for After All and stuff, I'm such a big fan of it because I feel like it's finally like the perfect balance, where sometimes the high note does not have to be the top of her register, and it suits the song instead of just flexing her voice. The flex of her voice is that she can perfectly make it suit this song. The flex of her voice is that she can go that low and that high all in one song, which she's doing right now. Just so beautiful. Love it so much. That is a beautiful outro. And now it's time for the last one, which is Hampstead. Very torture post department coded, as I've said, very emotional. I believe we're about to do a piano ballad if I remember correctly. I'm bracing myself as we speak. I really do love all of the like commotion and sounds in the background. It makes it feel very spur of the moment. It makes it feel very like grounded and rooted in reality, where it feels like she just was in like a bar alone and had to come sit down and sing this because she was like going through something. I love that it feels like it lives in a world, basically. Also, the way that she incorporated this in her little short film that she did, offensive to my feelings. So beautifully done, by the way. And I just love this as like a true end of the era, is this really emotional discussion of everything that happened in this era. Like it's really honest and raw. I appreciate the vulnerability. You know what I mean? I love it. My emotions. Now, this is just my personal thoughts, and I don't think this applies to the whole song, but I feel like a good portion of this is Ariana talking to the fans, because she, like, literally addresses some of the stuff that happened about throwing away her reputation. It kind of feels like her version of Who's Afraid of Little Old Me mixed with But Daddy, I Love Him by Taylor Swift, like her talking to the fans and saying, you know, you're still wrong about everything, your seat's nowhere near the table. It like calls back to some of the other songs in Eternal Sunshine where she like basically says that the other people involved, like, they don't know what the reality of the situation was, and they never will because they are not in her personal life. And so I feel like she's calling that out again, and then saying, I find something sweet in your peculiar behavior. To me, that just feels fan-oriented because, like, fans are quite peculiar, you know? And they always seem to have their hearts in the right place when they start doing weird shit. But, you know, that's how I read it. And then I think to be so dumb must be nice. Crazy dig. I don't even care who it's directed at. The fans, a person who is or was in her life. Either way, crazy dig. I love it so much. 'Cause I think to be so dumb must be nice. Like, that's crazy. And then there's that. And then there's that. Like, obviously this song is not entirely directed at the fans, even if that part is, because it's like reflecting on this relationship that she went through and then this divorce that she went through and repeating I do over and over again. Ouch. And of course, maybe it's not about the marriage either. It could be about anything else. It could be about a different person, and just this idea of being with someone and wanting marriage with them and thinking that that was going to happen and to lose that as well. And then repeating I do. My feelings. Little bit of poison. I would rather feel everything than nothing. I can't even describe that line. Like, what's wrong with a little bit of poison? I would rather feel everything than nothing every time. Like, to go through something terrible, to feel like I might have even been dying over that experience, to ruin my entire reputation, which for her is like huge, but even if just personal relatability, like to prefer to go through something like that because at least I felt it. At least I was alive and I was human and I felt it. Like, ouch. Hi, baby. Hi. Cass says hi. This is Cass. Anyway, I'd rather be seen and alive than dying by your point of view. That is so You're Losing Me by Taylor Swift. Once again, I can see this in two different ways. Either she's saying that the person that she was with, like, wasn't seeing her and she would rather be in this, like, tumultuous situation but be alive and be seen by somebody than to be in this relationship that's dying. Or it could be about the fans and the way that the fans view her, and to say that she would rather throw her reputation away than be in like this stagnant dying relationship once again, just to be like perfect in their point of view. Very Taylor Swift coded, and I'm so, it hurts my feelings so much. And my love is just some lines and some songs. That is hurting my feelings so much. I feel like these lines are really important to this whole story of the album, and especially as we're wrapping it up, to say, I don't remember too much of this whole whirlwind that happened and all of the story that led to this album, but I knew who I was when I got here, and I'm still the same but only entirely different. Like, it's such a beautiful way that truly captures not only the album but now the deluxe version and this extended storyline, because I feel like that does fit like the deluxe tracks, is to say they're still the same, they're still part of this album, but they're entirely different. Like, it just totally fits it. It's this idea of having this new emotional maturity to look at this situation from, but you're still going through the same situation. You're just looking at it a slightly different way, a slightly new perspective. And then to say my lover's just some lines and some songs, painful.
You think you've read the book I'm still writing. Wanting so badly to be. What's wrong with it?
Also, the belting here is so good.
Drowning in a crowded room. I do.
I'm fine. We're fine. We're all chill and good here. Nobody's sobbing. I'm not sobbing. You're not. We're fine. I'm fine. That's just so beautiful. That last line really adds a lot, and the way it brings us back into the room that we were in is so good. Like, the way it grounds us once again, and her voice kind of fades out a little bit and becomes really shaky, hurts so much. And this is such a beautiful way to wrap up the album. It's like this perfect conclusion to all of the conflict going on in the main album and the deluxe tracks, of like her reputation versus her personal life, and one part of her personal life versus another, and like all of this different things, and like kind of love versus her career in a way. I love this end part of her saying that like she would rather like lose everything if it means that she can feel alive and be human and be seen by somebody. And then this part as well that's like, I would rather be swimming with you than drowning in a crowded room. It feels metaphorically like, you know, she'd rather be in that relationship that might ruin something for her than to be drowning with maybe her career, where she's surrounded by her people and her fans, because one person that sees you is so much better than being adored by a million people who don't actually even know who you are and want you to be perfect in some sort of way, so you're drowning internally. It's so much better to be seen and to be going through all of this alongside somebody, like swimming, like just metaphorically. Like, that is so beautiful, so rich. You can get so many different meanings out of it too, I feel like, and like this whole song, it's just so impactful. And then that ending, like bringing us back into the crowded room that she's drowning in, basically. Oh, I'm so emotional about it. And that's just such, like, to end this album that's about like this divorce and this breakup and all of this stuff that happened with I do is just so emotional, and it's so raw and vulnerable, and I can't get enough of it. I love it so much. And this album is going to be on repeat for another year now in my house, because it just elevates the meaning of the entire album, and it elevates the depth of it, which was already really lovely. But now I look at every song with this deepened perspective of all of this stuff that happens, and how to be okay with everything that happened because at least it happened. Like, it's just so emotional, and I can't get enough of it. I can't talk about it enough, but I would like to give you back your time now, and please yap at me in the comments. Let me know your favorite bits as well. My golden trio from the regular album is Don't Want to Break Up Again, Eternal Sunshine, and We Can't Be Friends. But The Boy Is Mine also deserves a shout out for being such a bop. That one is so fun. The Penn Badgley music video truly is just lovely. It's so fun, so great. I love the story in that music video as well. The Extended End of the World and Dandelion probably pose the biggest threat to my golden trio. I think Dandelion might have to find its way into my golden trio somehow, but I'm not quite sure yet. I don't know which song I would replace, because that's offensive to me to change my golden trio. That's where we're standing right now. And in several months, I might have a new golden trio. We'll see. We don't know. I always say golden trio because Percy Jackson's trio is right there above me. I mean Holy Trinity, but it's okay. It's a 3 that I like. That's all it means. That was just a beautiful journey, a wild ride. I can't believe that it's over. Like, I'm just hungry for more Ariana music now because it's so beautiful. So I must go. I leave you now. I have to go listen to it on repeat. So Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a blast making it, so I hope you had a blast watching it. If you did, you can like, comment, subscribe, share, all of the things. You can turn on the bell if you want to see my future content. Oh, and you can find me elsewhere in the description as well, including some super important links to help people in Palestine, so please check those out. Thank you so much for doing that, and thank you for watching once again. I will see you next time. Bye!